Hello, and welcome to the other N-word. Today, I want to talk about a subject that isn't discussed as often as it should, and that is the subject of the dark triad couple. First, what is the dark triad? The dark triad refers to a set of 3 personality traits that are associated with malicious and manipulative individuals. These traits are narcissism, individuals that operate from a place of delusional false self while constantly looking to extract narcissistic supply from their surroundings and close circle of often unsuspecting future victims. Fundamentally, they lack empathy for others and have a strong sense of entitlement. Of course, much more can be said of narcissism, but this short description will do for now in order for us to focus on the subject at hand. Machiavellianism. This trait involves manipulative and exploitative behavior, a focus on one's own interests above others, and a willingness to deceive or manipulate others to achieve personal goals. Psychopathy. This trait is characterized by antisocial behavior, lack of remorse or empathy, impulsivity, superficial charm, and a willingness to engage in unethical or immoral actions without feeling guilt. Recently, there has also been a 4th personality trait that has been associated with dark triad people, and it is sadism. Sadism is a personality trait characterized by deriving pleasure, gratification, or arousal from inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation onto others. Individuals with sadistic tendencies may display cruel, aggressive, or hostile behavior, finding enjoyment in causing distress to others. It's important to note that sadism is considered harmful and socially unacceptable, often associated with a lack of empathy and disregard for the well-being of others. In extreme cases, sadistic behaviors can manifest in criminal acts or abusive relationships. When it comes to dark triad couples, this can manifest often in a setting of a romantic relationship, but of course isn't limited to that, and can also be friendships, business partnerships, and so on and so forth. Let me tell you about a real-life couple like that I have encountered in my personal life. This couple created great destruction and loss for family members around them. I would like to describe some of their characteristics and actions, so in turn, you will hopefully learn how to recognize such couples, deal with them, or better yet, avoid them at all cost. Let's call the woman Lily and the man Damien. Lily was raised by a codependent, people-pleasing mother and a controlling father. Damien was raised in a similar environment. Damien was an older, divorced man. Lily has never been in a real long-term relationship. She exhibited pronounced narcissistic traits throughout her life and truly abused her closest family members, mainly her parents and brother. She would constantly create drama and show aggressive behavior, oftentimes completely psychotic, like, for example, calling the police after her brother used the toilet at night and unintentionally woke her up. She called the police, claiming that she was beaten. There are many more examples for Lily's insane behavior, but today I would like to focus on the dynamics and effects of a dark triad couple. Once Lily and Damien got together and got married, Lily felt powerful and justified to abuse her family even more, because now she has Damien's support. Damien would take the role of the behind-the-scenes strategist and will send Lily to actively abuse her own family. That manifested in things such as showing up to late-night visits unannounced, which is a very typical narcissistic behavior, creating constant drama, accusing people of things they haven't done, and generally just reducing the quality of life for everyone around. When Lily's father was dying of terminal cancer and was home to receive hospice care, Lily came to his home and picked a fight with his wife. She also yelled at her dying dad, accusing him, cursing him out, and even pulling on his oxygen tube. You see, narcissists live in a drama triangle. They are always the victim in their own fantasy, while they need to play someone as the criminal. And of course, the third party needs to be the savior. The toxic dynamics in a dark triad couple is enhanced by the fact that in a sense they already have a built-in victim and a savior. This is what I call the built-in two-thirds drama triangle. In many cases, the woman would play the victim role, while the man will take the role of the savior. That's what makes such couples very dangerous and destructive, because all they have to do is find someone to put in the role of the criminal in this drama triangle. Once a person or a group of people have been selected, the dark triad couple would engage in the act of persecution. They will try to do everything in their power to bring down and hurt the people that they choose to play the role of the criminals in their sick shared fantasy. Oftentimes, victims of such attacks find themselves in an incredibly vulnerable position. They try to negotiate with their abusers, not understanding what's really going on behind the scenes. There's also the familial commitment and the desire to do the right thing. All this and more will work against anyone who doesn't understand that they are actually under a serious attack. If you recognize a dark triad couple in your life, you must understand that everything that applies to dealing with one narcissist applies here even more, since this couple can create much bigger damage when united. I want you to remove all emotional thinking. Understand that any kind of morals, ethics, and such that you live by does not apply to them. Not all people are basically good. Some sadly are basically bad. The way to deal with them is the same as I outlined in my video, trading places. This is always going to be the recurring theme when dealing with these people. Once you are targeted and your boundaries have been breached, you need to understand that they will not stop. Therefore, we need to close the door and start a no-contact policy. Yes, even with family members, having familial closeness does not give someone the right to destroy your life. The dark triad couple essentially extends narcissistic abuse to the outside world, creating situations in which they can pull in victims that never even choose to have any kind of relationship with them. In a big picture perspective, you can even see world leaders and other power couples, not even romantic couples. It can be two dictators that worked together, having a negative effect on a big group of people, having this group of people act as the criminals in their narcissistic shared fantasy. Narcissism is a societal phenomenon and part of human nature, or psyche, if you will. So whatever happens in closeness to you with your own family members also plays out on every level and in many other group dynamics. In a romantic setting, these couples tend to also stay together for longer. That does not mean that they do not abuse each other and will not eventually end the relationship after finishing their own shared fantasy. However, they have the ability to bring in victims into their shared fantasy, having this built-in trauma triangle. Please be careful. Stay safe, let go of emotional thinking, put yourself first, and stay away from dark triad couples.